Hey, this is Casey James.
Hey, I'm Danielle Peck.
Hey, we're High Valley.
Hey y'all, this is Chris Jansen.
Hey, this is Dean Alexander, and thanks for checking out.
Thanks for checking out. Thanks for checking out.
Focus.
Focus.
Focus on the 615.
Focus on the 615.
Everybody, we are, what is this, focus on the what?
731.
731.
Yeah.
It's focused on Jackson, Tennessee for today. We're with Ash Bowers. What's going on, man?
Man, just hanging out, enjoying, catching up with a lot of good friends I haven't seen, you know, and that's the thing I love about CRS is we go out here and do these radio tours and go out and do these dates and run into these people throughout the year, but a lot of them we don't get to see until CRS, so it's been fun catching up and look forward to more of that for sure.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we've got some idea of what the radio broadcasters go through this week, and we certainly know what the media goes through.
Yeah, absolutely.
What does an artist go through this entire crazy week?
And you know what? Just like I said, a lot of catching up with old friends for me. That's man, it's a very eventful week, and it's long, you know, early mornings and late nights. But man, it's like a big family reunion for me. So it's fun. It ain't like we're out here, you know, digging ditches.
Yeah.
So it's a good time, man. It's fun, and that's pretty much the most of it for us. We get to come hang out with you guys and catch up and let you know what's going on with us. And same thing with radio and vice versa. So it's man, it's fun. It's one of my favorite weeks of the year for sure.
Oh, us too, absolutely. Yeah. Speaking of radio, you've got a new single, Red.
Yes.
And that just got on the went for ads, didn't it?
Yeah. We actually just got that thing out to radio just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So officially, and man, you know what? I went in and cut a new record back in October. Started the process, and we went in and cut 9 things that I'd written, you know, recently over the last couple of years. And Steve Williams, the president of the label or the company that I write for, came to me and said, "Hey man, I love everything you're doing, love what you're writing, and if you're interested, let's go make a record." So I said, "Absolutely." And so we went in and cut. We picked out 9 things that we absolutely everybody loved. Me and Billy Decker, Noel Golden, and Steve Williams, and went in and cut 9 of them. And I just felt like we were missing that really fun, rocking kind of thing, you know. And we had a couple of on there, but I felt like, you know, there was just, you know, something that. For me, putting this record together, I wanted to make sure I could go out and entertain, you know, live. I think that's such an important factor, and that was just that we needed one more of those. And I called a couple of my buddies. I called Adam Craig, who I write a ton with, and I just said, "Hey man, I know you got something. This is what we need." He said, "Well, cool. Let me send you over a few things." And Red was one of the songs he sent over, and I sent it out to everybody. They're like, "Man, bingo, we got what we're looking for." We finished up the record and sat down and listened to the whole thing, and it was kind of obvious that Red was the first single to get out there. So.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about the song itself. It's a good old-fashioned, like, bona fide country music song.
Absolutely, man. It's just, you know what, man, where I come from down there in the 731, man, the water runs pretty red down there. So it's definitely something I can relate to. It's so much of it. When I listened to it, I kind of felt like I should have wrote it. That's why I was like, man, this is exactly what we need. I was disappointed in myself in not writing it already. So that's exactly what it is. And it's, like I said, it's a fun, rocking thing we can go out and entertain with too. And I think a lot of people relate to it. We've really got an overwhelming response from the people that have heard it. So I think it's, man, I think it, you know, it's gonna do well for us.
Yeah. Well, that's great. So I know you cut your teeth as a songwriter.
Right.
Do you consider yourself a songwriter first, or a singer, artist, entertainer?
Man, you know, that's an interesting question, because when I started writing songs when I was 17, but I was writing songs so I could be a country music artist. I didn't really know how the business worked, and I thought, well, man, if I'm going to sing songs like Kenny Chesney, I got to write songs like Kenny Chesney does. So I started, you know, just kind of writing tunes and doing my thing. And I come here in 2006 and got a gig writing for a company as a songwriter, and kind of helped me pay my bills and stuff, and doing that. And so eventually, you know, evolved into a record deal. But you know what, man, when I'm writing songs, I want to write the best songs I can write. When I'm making a record, I want to make the best record I can make. And a lot of times that don't line up 100%, you know. And there's so many great songwriters out there. Your Neil Thrashers, Casey Bethards, Jeffrey Steele's, David Lee Murphys, and Red Akins, and the list goes on and on and on. And I don't think there's any. I know I can't outright them every day, you know, because they're such great songwriters. I mean, you're not going to outright everybody in town on the days you're writing every day. So so for me, man, I want a career making good music. You know, whether it's writing it or making records, whatever. You know, I just want to make the best possible music I can make, whether it's writing a song or recording it.
Or acting.
Acting, right.
Now we heard you just made your acting debut.
I did.
Yeah, tell us about that. I mean, that's cool. We've heard of that sort of thing before, but that's not a very common thing. So tell us how that happened.
You know what? Mark Miller, who's the lead singer of Sorry Brand, remember those guys? He had just called me one day and he said, "Hey man, look, we got this movie. We're doing." He co-wrote a movie, a Christian faith-based film that Prominent Films picked up. They're Courageous, Fireproof, and Grace Guard and stuff. And he just said, "Man, we got this part for a barber." He said, "Man, we think you'd be absolutely perfect for it. Would you be interested?"
You scream barber to me. If I was a casting director, I'm not.
Right, exactly. So he said, "Be interested in doing it." And I said, "Man, you know what? I'll give it a shot, but just know that I've never done any acting, and I ain't too sure about this." So, but it was fun. It was definitely uncharted waters for me. So we went down there and did it, and had a good time. And they told me I did a great job. I would argue with them on that, but looking back at it, it was so awkward. It's like, man, this is
Acting's
really
not,
weird.
It's very, what you don't see is it gets very awkward.
Right.
And it's a lot of hurry up and wait. And
Absolutely.
You do 80 takes for a 30-second, thing.
Absolutely. But the coolest thing about it, man, is a Christian faith-based film, and a lot of the casting crowns, Matthew West, Stephen Curtis Chapman, Mac McAnally. There were some really, really cool people to be down there hanging out with, to be a part of this also. So it was great, man. I'm more than proud to be part of the movie for sure. So.
Wonderful. Back to the music. When is the album set to drop? Do you have an official date?
Here in the spring. We're probably looking middle of April.
Middle of April
is what we're looking at. So you guys
watch out for that. Absolutely. And I got to ask you one more thing. Since we are at CRS and this is all about radio, what is your favorite song on radio right now?
Downtown.
Downtown by Lady A. That's such a fun song.
I love that song, man. I knew the question he was going to ask. I was like, man, I know this. I was last night. I heard it coming in on the radio, and I just want to crank it up so loud. And then the same thing this morning. My manager was in the car. He was driving, and it come on. I cranked it up. He turned it about halfway back down. He said, "Dude, it's early. It's too early for this loud." But man,
I don't know about that song.
Yeah.
That's a fun song.
Yeah, it's just different, man. I kind of felt like that. It's kind of just a little so different enough that I can't not listen to it when it comes on.
All right, brother. Well, best of luck to you.
Hey,
Look out. New
so
single
much.
Red is out right now. New album coming out hopefully middle of April sometime.
Absolutely.
Go check out the movie.
Check it out. April 9th.
Thank you so much. April 9th that drops. All right. Ash Bowers, thank you so much, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate y'all's time, man.